I am the supervisor of the town of Austin. We have two of our board members here today too, Councilwoman Liz Feldman and Councilwoman Jackie Shaw. You guys want to come and join us up on the stage? We're here at Cedar Lane Art Center today for a very exciting, short but exciting program that we want to talk about. We have an incredible space here at Cedar Lane Park, which is a town park. It's part of the town of Austin. And we have, over the last couple years, maybe more than the last couple years, our Parks Department, headed up by our Parks Foreman Mario Velardo and his crew, have undertaken the rehabilitation of this space that has had many uses over its lifetime. But right now, it's dedicated to the arts. And Keith Gordon, who's to my left, is the director of the Art Center here. And he's been putting together fabulous programs here for children and adults. And we have a great, an expansive lineup of class offerings. And I'm just going to hold this up over the spring and summer of 2018. So we're excited to talk a little bit about those. I'm going to let Keith talk a little bit about some of the offerings that we have. This has been a collaborative effort today. We have a really wonderful art show by some of our students at Anna M. Dorner Middle School, and Bradley Morrison, who's the Director of Cultural Arts for the school district, helped us to galvanize support from the school district so that we can start talking about this great space and all the great programs so all of our students and parents can learn a little bit about it. We have two of our teachers here today, my near left we have Danny Pace and then Maria Barajas next to her, who are the teachers who have taught the lessons, and they're going to talk a little bit about the lessons. And then finally, after we talk a little bit about the art show in this wonderful space, we're going to go out and unveil a fantastic collaborative piece of artwork, which is the new interior sign for the Cedar Lane Art Center. Brian Sheridan, who's on my right, is a designer. He lives in Austin, and he's done some wonderful work all around the village and town and for all different purposes, but he actually won the contest for the logo design, which was sponsored by the Austin Arts Council. We have Jill Kiefer here today from who's the president of the Austin Arts Council, and prior to Jill, Mark Sarazin worked closely with us to come up with this competition, a friendly competition, to come up with a wonderful logo that would embody some of the spirit of the space of the park as well as the art center. And Brian can talk a little bit about what was behind his design. And then what we're going to do is show you this is the original design, and then it was interpreted by Keith Gordon and Mario Velardo and some of his parks crew, and we upcycled a piece of dock that was out, it was in the pond, and so we reused material from the park to use for the sign. It was kind of a fantastic collaboration, in my opinion, my humble opinion. I think it's pretty fantastic. So we can't wait to show you the new sign, but before we get to the sign, let's talk a little bit about some of the art programs that are happening here at Cedar Lane Art Center, and they're coming up in the spring, or happening now, and then will also be happening in the summer, and then we'll hear a little bit from our teachers about this project. Keith, take it away.
Thank you. So I teach ceramics for adults and have been doing from the beginning, and run this ceramics program. But we have 6 other teachers offering classes this spring and summer. One of them, Kathy Carabi-Faella, back there.
Kathy, come up here also. Come on. It's here. Okay.
She's teaching most of our current children's classes. Jill Kiefer is teaching an adult class for alternative media. An oil painting class. Karen Kennedy will be offering a class in jewelry making coming up. We have 3 other teachers. So out in the foyer, if you haven't seen them, is the spring and summer calendar. The official calendar will be issued by the Parks and Recs Department probably in the middle of March. I'm told around March 20th you can begin registering for classes. The next cycle starts around second week of April.
Right, and just to be clear, you sign up for these classes at the Recreation Center at 95 Broadway in the Village of Ossining.
Correct. You need to get a rec ID. Once you have a recreation ID, you can sign up online for more classes for the whole year. And we have a whole mixture of classes for children and for adults in many different media. And we're hoping to get as much participation from the community as we can. Also, for those of you with school-age children, the school district has been kind enough to arrange to drop children off for our after-school classes right here. So any of your grade school up to high school kids who want to come take one of our classes, they can get transportation too. You just have to bring them home. I also want to thank the Ossining Arts Council for providing the hanging system that you see here so we can display art from school and for future displays.
So thanks for the teamwork. And now we're going to hear from our Anna Dorner Middle School teachers a little bit about the projects that we are seeing on the wall.
Danny Pace. On this wall over here, there are a series of mosaics. The students learn about the history of mosaics, and they look at landscapes, and they just sort of think about all the different elements of a mosaic: spacing, shape, tile, creating texture and movement. And it's one of the favorite projects of the 7th grade, which is why we chose that one up. And then on the far wall in the back, there's a 2-point perspective project, which actually is supposed to be 3D, but it's behind glass, so it was flattened out. And it's sort of just taking the idea of doing something that's pretty ordinary, like a 2-point perspective project, and making it a little bit cooler and making it 3-dimensional.
Hi, I'm Maria Barajas, and what I did with my students, which was in 6th grade, we did the Zentangle animals, and they chose their alter ego, and they drew their alter ego animal, and they filled the inside of the body with different Zentangle patterns.
Great. And okay, so hopefully everybody will have a chance to take a look at the wonderful artwork from all of the students from Anna Dorner Middle School and all the projects. And also, I think now, if everybody's ready, we can move into the hallway for the unveiling of the sign, where I'll let Brian talk a little bit about his design. Right, Brian? All right, let's come on down. The exciting moment has arrived. Yay! We're gonna have Brian talk a little bit about his design, very little bit. Mario, you can talk a little bit about the process, and you can talk about what the piece that Keith did. Okay? So again, there's a collaborative effort between Brian Sheridan, our designer, and our Parks Department, and Keith Gordon, who's the director of this Cedar Lane Art Center. Brian, talk a little bit about your design. Come on over here.
Good afternoon, everyone. The idea behind the design was collaborative assembly, where many people come together and form an organization that is bigger than themselves. And I use the metaphor of a cedar cone. And I split it up and stylized it into forms that represented singular contributions. And once they come together, they create a form that is bigger than the individuals. And I think it worked very nicely, and I think other people agree. And what I'm looking forward to today is seeing how Keith, a ceramicist, and Mario, a craftsman, have done with my original design and how they've elevated it to a whole new place. So
awesome.
Let's see.
So, and Mario, and with your crew, you want to talk a little bit about what you guys did, and then you want to talk about what you did too. Okay.
What we did was, when we were doing the construction outside, we were able to save one of the docks that were in the water, and we took it back to our shop. We took it all apart, detailed it. We had to tongue and groove it. We did a lot of routing work. Keith made the clay parts for it, the pottery, if you will. The tiles. So we had to router all the cone pieces. We routed. You'll see it in a little bit, but it was a process. We put it back together, and it looks great, I think.
Okay, and Keith, you want to talk about a little bit about what you had to do?
So my part was simply to make ceramic tile that would follow the design that Brian came up with and be embeddable in the wood that Mario was assembling, and it was a lot of fun.
All right, so come on over, Brian. We're gonna take this
You got it
down.
from the
You got
top.
it. Okay. Okay, from the top. From the top. I can reach that. No, I can't.
You gotta like pull it over. We don't want the wall to fall.
Marco. And Marco, as part of Mario's crew, is gonna help. All right, thank you. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3.